Hello, everyone, and welcome to Nexus Gaming Series Season 5. I am Bludgeon, coming to you with a matchup in Division D West. I'm still getting over the fact that there are so many divisions in Nexus Gaming Series Season 5. Back in Season 2, when I was doing a lot of casting, there were only a few. And now we've got A, B, C, D, E. We've got Storm. We've got Heroic. We've got East and West all over the place. So many teams, so many players, so many great games. And I'm so happy to be here bringing you this one today. So, looking at the teams, we've got the number 12 team currently in Division D West, Rainbow Spectrum, going up against the still undefeated Off-Brand Serial. Look at them all the way up there in number 1. 6 matches, 12 wins in those 6 matches, 0 losses. In case you don't happen to know this, Nexus Gaming Series matches are played as a best of 2. Every match has 2 games. That's it. Off-Brand Serial has not lost a single game in any of their matches yet. That's a 100% win ratio and 6 dominations. Obviously, down below, Rainbow Spectrum with a 5-7 record as far as wins to losses goes, also having played 6 matches. Everybody in the division has played 6 matches at this point. So just looking at the stats alone, this looks like a very lopsided matchup. We would definitely consider Rainbow Spectrum to be the underdog here. Speaking a little bit to B Metaho before the game, I'm told Rainbow Spectrum is pretty much new this season. And, just goals are to have fun, get better, and, not get too salty if and when they lose. But they are, they know that this is going to be an underdog match for them, but they're coming in with the goal of winning certainly in mind. Off-Brand Serial, on the other hand, was talking a little bit to Mad Buddha, who is one of their members. Mad Buddha credits him or herself with a lot of the success of the team in terms of the team working well around the shot calling provided by that player. So that's a credit to all the players on the team, really. One person has to do that shot calling, but it's also important for all the other players to work along well with it. And he credits that kind of teamwork and cohesiveness to their success when it comes to the macro game. And that is the reason why they are undefeated at this moment. However, Mad Buddha will not be playing in this game, so we'll have to see how well Off-Brand Serial can deal with that. If it's something they're really used to having, that really strong shot calling presence to guide the team, it'll be really interesting for us to see tonight how they handle not having that, how the other players step up, and whether they still have that same kind of trust that's necessary in order for that kind of macro play to work. All right, let's talk a little bit about the coin flip and the map selection. So at the start of the match, we had a coin flip, and it was Off-Brand Serial who won that flip. Team captain Alicite deciding to opt for hero pick. So they chose they had first pick in this game, but this map was selected by Rainbow Spectrum. Rainbow Spectrum banned Sky Temple to start off that draft phase. Off-Brand Serial responding by banning Dragonshire. Brax's holdout was then the pick for Game 1 by Rainbow Spectrum, and in Game 2, we will be heading to Cursed Hollow. Mad Buddha is in the chat. Hello to you. Mad Buddha says, "Don't let me down, team." So putting some pressure and or encouragement for the team, even though he's not playing tonight. All right, here we are on Braxis. Now, I think we've seen enough of these stats, so we're just going to get those out of everybody's way right now. There they go. Let's take a little look at the hero picks really quickly. So the bans and the picks have been going off. I trust everyone has been able to follow along with that as I've been yammering about standings and so on. Gul'dan banned out. Deckard Cain banned out. Raynor banned out on the part of Rainbow Spectrum. Over on the side of Off-Brand Serial, we've got some support focus here. Uther being banned out. Whitemane being banned out. And then Kael'thas taken away on the side of a mage. Picks over Rainbow Spectrum, we've got Diablo as the tank, Rhaegar as support, so far Li Ming and Phoenix as the other members of that team. Over on the opposite side, Off-Brand Serial have completed their team. We've got ETC and Blaze for a front line, Jaina and for a back line along with Zagara, and then Alexstrasza pulling in the support duties. Just waiting now for the final pick for Rainbow Spectrum. Now, before we get there, I just want to take a look at Off-Brand Cereal's logo here. Let me enlarge this for everybody. Take a look at this. I love this logo. First of all, great title, Off-Brand Cereal. Now, let's just take a look at the advertising here. Part of breakfast. 100% food product. Lightly salted. Prize inside? Love it. That is Percy, the esports possum, the mascot for Off-Brand Cereal. Good work there, folks. And just like that, we have our final lock-in, and it is Thrall. So a double orc lineup coming in for Rainbow Spectrum as we start to head into the loading screens. Yabba-dabba-dabba-dee-boo! And there it is. Now, sometimes I like to place bets here. If anyone in the chat is interested in placing some bets, now is your chance. Who is going to win the loading screen race? Right now, it's Jaina up ahead along with Zagara. Li Ming in the blue side coming up pretty strong. Alex Strauss is starting to come in on now. Blaze far behind. Diablo and Thrall really far behind. Phoenix not even moving. Is even playing the race. Rhaegar and Li Ming about even on the blue side. Red team, a lot of them coming in together here. ETC and Zagara along with Jaina and Alex Strauss all hovering at around 20%. Blaze with a little bit of a tick up there. Blue team so far behind in the loading stakes. Everyone just sitting there. Wake up, folks. Don't you know you're in a race? Come on now. They're really taking their time. Gender Druid in the chat room as well. Sub for Rainbow Spectrum. That is Captain Quinn, currently not playing in this game. So both teams have their supporters in the chat room. This is going to be great. Please feel free to let me know in the chat what you're thinking about the game, about the teams, about the cast. Keep in mind, we are in a 2-minute delay. And so it's going to take me a little bit before I can respond to you. But keep each other entertained. Keep me entertained. All right. Introducing the teams on the side of Off-Brand Cereal. We've got Alisite on Jaina. Double J on Blaze. Springlock playing Alex Strassa. And where's my other player? Oops, sorry. That wasn't Blaze. That was Zagara. Rakatan playing Blaze over on the side of Rainbow Spectrum. It's B Metaho riding around on Unicorn on Thrall. It is Plur Ninja on that Surfboard Phoenix. Whoa, no! On Rhaegar. Oralobe playing Diablo. And Nemesis on the Li Ming. And just like that, this game is rolling. Up in the top lane, we have B Metaho and Rakatan going one-on-one, burning down the minions on either side of each other. We got Flamey Wolves, we've got Flaming Oil. It's a lot of beat-em-up burning action up top. Meanwhile, on the bottom is where most of the people are. Still not a lot, though, really going on. People just kind of throwing things back and forth here. I'll give you a little look at the talent pane. Pull that up. A hero has abandoned the battle. All right. We have a hero who has abandoned the battle, folks. While that's happening, I'm just going to turn down my settings. I feel like something got mixed up a little bit. And I feel like my stream is a little bit choppy. So we'll just turn a few things down. And hopefully that can fix things adequately. Okay, that does feel a little bit smoother. So anyway, we do have a pause. Going to take this opportunity to take a quick look at the chat. Again, welcome to everybody in here. It seems like we do have a few more members that have tuned in. We've got a lot of cheering going on. We got Mad Buddha and Nikon Blunderland spamming some cheers here. And I say spamming in the most, loving way. I will keep you updated when I hear anything about what has happened to Phoenix here. Raven X saying the cereal is stale. Time to get something fresh. Now, it's my understanding that off-brand cereal is made with the finest of ingredients, and even though it doesn't include any artificial preservatives, it should be up to 2 years good in the cupboard. Now, this is just what I've heard. I am not endorsed by off-brand cereal, but going back to the chat here. Yeah, Nico and Blunderline just threatening to riot in here. Quick shout out to everybody in the chat. Soul Rules, Recychick, Ektar, Mad Buddha, and Danielle was delayed, who unfortunately has to go do laundry. So Danielle was delayed. Might end up enjoying this pause because maybe she will get back here before the laundry, or after the laundry has been dealt with. You know, however that works. Looking at the chat here, Wono saying there was a router issue, and we do expect to have our friend back soon. I'm just going to switch back to... I'm going to bring my ugly mug back on the camera here while we are waiting. And while we're waiting here, I think this is a great time to introduce some of my new viewers to my sometimes co-caster, always longtime friend, my dear friend Albert. Now, for those of you who aren't familiar with Albert, let me introduce him before he comes in. Albert lives in the basement here. So you have to think about what that kind of does to a mind, to live in a basement. Now, maybe some of us have lived in basements for long periods of time, and we're comfortable with the idea, but when you have no choice in the matter, as Albert does not have a choice in the matter, that plays with your mind in a lot of different ways. So I tell you that just to maybe when Albert starts talking, you'll get an understanding of why he might be the way he is. Very charming fellow, perhaps doesn't have the filter that some of us would want. So anyway, Albert, please come on in. Say hello.
Yeah, how you guys doing? This is Albert. It's nice to be here. See you guys watching this wonderful game, I guess. I mean, I don't really care about the game. I like to see people throw fire at each other and stuff, don't I?
Yeah, Albert, I mean, it's true. Like, that's one of the cool things about esports is, you know, when you watch a soccer game, if you're not into sports, like, great. You're watching somebody kick a ball or whatever. But when you watch esports, you're watching, like, dragons breathing fire on each other. You're watching, you know, people hitting each other with enormous hammers. You're watching people turn into, you know, portals of doom and, like, all kinds of insane stuff. And so you don't have to, you know, even really understand what's happening to appreciate it on some level. Now, Albert, who do you think is going to win this game? Are you going with the pretty easy bet in Off-Brand Cereal, who, like we said, are totally undefeated in this season? No losses. Or are you going to root for or slash, do you think Rainbow Spectrum can take this? Like I said, Off-Brand Cereal doesn't have the shot caller, so things might be a little bit different. This map has been selected by Rainbow Spectrum. What do you think?
Yeah, you know, I think I like Rainbow Spectrum just for the name. Like, you know, if you look at me, I've got these skulls on, but that's not like a death worship sort of thing. It's more, you know, like part of life. Like, if you don't have a skeleton, you can't be alive, you know. So I appreciate the rainbow, and I think that they can overpower. Now, if it was like name brand cereal, then, you know, I think they'd have it locked up. But off-brand, I'm not too sure. Yeah.
All right, there you have it, folks. Thank you so much, Albert, for that fantastic analysis. All right, it's loading in. He's loading in. Whoa, not. All right, looks like we might have a player coming back. So to prepare for that amazing action, let's go back to the game. And I see he's loading in. I see he's back. Thanks, everybody, for the patience. Type that in the chat for you back in time, and we'll get this game back very, very soon. It looks like people are ready, and if that's the case, let's get this show on the road. I don't remember how to type in chat. It's so noob. Can you even believe that? All right. We're back. We're back. So, welcome back to the game, everybody. We had a bit of a long pause there, but it's happening. We're back in. So, I'll take a look at the chat in a moment. Let's get caught up. This is Nexus Gaming Series Season 5, Division D West. We've got Rainbow Spectrum versus Off-Brand Serial in a very exciting match. Number 12 going against number 1. And look at that. A blue team hero has been killed. Rainbow Spectrum coming up with first blood in this match. Like I said, they want to win. They want to take advantage of Off-Brand Serial while they are weak. However, if you look at the XP, it's actually Off-Brand Serial who are ahead at the moment. Rakatan claiming that beacon right now. Ninja trying to get some damage in on those minions. Rakatan going in. And meanwhile, Double J and Alisite taking care of this siege camp down in the bottom lane. Mr. Dr. Patrick and Springlock trying to defend here against this 3-member push from Whoa No, Nemesis, and Orlob. Double J now coming to contest the bottom beacon, but Orlob's going to get a nice charge on Diablo. Put a bit of a challenge in. Looks like Off-Brand Serial is going to... Off-Brand Serial is going to claim it. And I just realized I've had that backwards. In fact, it was Off-Brand Serial who got first blood in this game. Apologize for the mistake. But, yeah. So, things off to a pretty strong start for the number 1 team in Division D West. But it's still quite early. XP pretty even here. And this was the map selected by Rainbow Spectrum. Just based on my own experience casting, I do tend to give the advantage to the team who selected their map. For quite obvious reasons. They picked it because they're good at it. But against a team who has played 6 matches and has yet to lose a single game, it's hard to bet against Off-Brand Serial here. B-Metaho not going to fall into the trap being laid by Double J and Alisite, or nope, just going to go over and claim that beacon. Hector wondering if I have myself set up as referee. Yeah, some of these technical details get messed up sometimes, but should be good. Thank you for that advice. I'll look into that for the next game. Meanwhile, action in the bottom lane and in the top lane. Rakatan putting some hurt into B-Metaho up there, who will just walk back and take a nice sip of the glowing motor oil, or whatever that is. Bottom lane, Double J getting in the middle of everybody, starting to get a little bit low. Healed up pretty nicely by Alex Straza there, who does transform, and it's going to be a kill onto Diablo. That is Zagara getting the kill credit there up top. Rakatan having no problems really dealing with B-Metaho. Beacon Progress starting to charge up now as Off-Brand Serial are looking to throw some Zerg at the Rainbow. People are saying Albert can live in... Mad Buddha says inviting Albert to live in his basement. Hey, Albert, no. Look, just because you get invited doesn't mean you can do it, okay, buddy? I know it's very nice. I know it's very nice, but we'll talk about it later, Albert. Anyway, thank you very much, Mad Buddha, for the wonderful invitation. Of course, who wouldn't want Albert? Albert's awesome. I mean, look, if I have anything to say about it, Albert is staying here in the basement. And in fact, you know, I don't like to say it in front of Albert, but I have a lot to say about where he lives. Anyway, back to the game. That beacon is charging up a little bit now for Rainbow Spectrum, and B-Metaho getting a bit of revenge damage onto Rakatan there. Managing to hold on in this game. They've dropped 2 kills to the number 1 team, but not really fazed by that at all. And as we know, Heroes of the Storm is a heavily objective, team-focused game. A couple kills early really are not going to decide the match one way or the other, though they certainly can help. Off-Brand Serial here saying enough of that, tying it right back up 54% to 54% on the beacons right now. Rainbow Spectrum currently controlling the bottom. Off-Brand Serial currently controlling the top. Mercenary Camp going to be picked up by Double J and Alisite over on the top right side of the map. Both teams currently, well, I was going to say content to stick with the status quo, but just as I say that, Double J and Alisite come down from the top. Off-brand Serial wanting to put some pressure down onto this bottom beacon. Double J sliding through two members, knocking them in. Plur Ninja just kind of warps out of there, but it's enough pressure to claim the beacon for Off-brand Serial, who are now charging quickly up past 70%. B-Metaho gonna try to do something about that up in the top of Rakatan, saying, you know what, I can stop you, buddy. You're not going to take this away. But it is enough to contest it, however, only for a few moments, while in the bottom lane, Rainbow Spectrum not able to hold Off-brand Serial off those beacons. Up in the top, though, B-Metaho might manage to get a kill onto Rakatan here, but the healing is coming in, and that flame is just sticking around, but it is B-Metaho who gets the first kill on the board now for Rainbow Spectrum and stopping the beacon progress. In fact, charging it up for themselves as we see the blue bar ticking up now. If Rainbow Spectrum can hold on to this, they can be the ones to throw the Zerg in Off-brand Serial's face. Orlob now just trying to keep them off of there to stop them from contesting, but they do. 90% to 90%. Double J in the middle of everybody. Phoenix drops down. Alisite now getting a bit low. Double J and the team get another kill onto Li Ming. Whoa, no! Rhaegar dies next, and Orlob, the only survivor of that skirmish. Off-brand Serial with the first definitive team fight win of the series. Beacon in their control, about to grab top beacon as well, and about to hit level 10 at the same time. This is going to be a really huge pressure point now for Off-brand Serial, wanting to tilt this game and this match in their favor for once. And here we go. It's Zerg time. It's pretty even. So we'll see how both teams manage to deal with this. Phoenix, Plur Ninja rather, on Phoenix, just burning through those Zerg with that huge blue laser. That looked really sweet. Meanwhile, the blue Zerg actually is pretty healthy up top. B-Metaho pushing in with those. Red Zerg now almost dead. So far, pretty decent defense on the side of Rainbow Spectrum down bottom. Looks like this whole top wall is actually going to get taken down here. Rakatan not really able to do much against those giant Zerg. Bottom lane, though, their Zerg are actually still alive. And look at all these things. The super ult comes down. The healing ult comes down onto Double J. And just in time for him to get out of trouble. And the Zerg are going to get cleaned up by Rainbow Spectrum. So, even though it was technically Off-brand Serial coming out ahead on the beacon as far as the capture percent goes, it ends up being really pretty close with a very slight advantage actually going over to Rainbow Spectrum as far as structures taken down. Now, with that said, both teams sitting at level 11. We have heroic abilities all over the place. We've got Thrall taking Earthquake, Rhaegar taking Ancestral Healing, Li Ming with Wave of Force, Planet Cracker coming out of Phoenix, Lightning Breath on Diablo, Jaina with Ring of Frost, Bunker Drop for Blaze, Life Binder for Alexstrasza, Mosh Pit for the ETC, and Devouring Maw on Zagara. So I was a bit curious to see how ETC and Zagara would go as far as their ultimates. Having the option there for two kind of global presence heroes on the team, but both of them on this small map opting rather for the team fight abilities, which I think makes a heck of a lot of sense when you've got all this focus around these little choke points in the beacons. Devouring Maw, I mean, that can basically cover a whole beacon right there. Mosh Pit, same thing. If they're able to combo those two heroic abilities in a team fight, they can do a lot of damage. Plur Ninja, Orlob, Wono, and Nemesis down here on the bottom for Rainbow Spectrum. Double J, Springbok, and Mr. Dr. Patrick down here holding the line for Off-brand Serial, as we see Alisite on Jaina going up here to team up with Rakatan. Does not want to be discovered just yet. We'll see if they can get some kind of gank off here. How far will they push it? Not too far. Alisite takes a look and walks away. All right, Beacon's going to be coming up here in about 20 seconds. Alisite just really kind of playing with vision a little bit, keeping out of sight of the enemy team, making sure that they have to kind of wonder where she might be at this moment. Double J going in for the stun, and Plur Ninja just kind of beams right out. Not too worried about things there. Rakatan, though, getting a nice hit onto Plur Ninja, who goes straight into the Ring of Frost. Really nice combo there. Double J here into the middle of everybody, keeping Orlob in sight of his team, activating the mosh pit as a desperation move, but getting picked off in return. Devouring Maw comes down, holding Rhaegar and Li Ming are about to pop out right now, and as soon as they come out, the DPS just feeds into Li Ming, who drops right away, and whoa no, Orlob with the huge save, no! Whoa, no, does in fact drop down after all of that. That was epic either way, but that was almost an incredible save there. I thought it was going to happen. Alas, it did not, and Offbrand Serial is pushing the advantage now, taking down that bottom fort. Plur Ninja getting a little bit ambitious, but always able to just kind of warp right out. Level 14 to level 13 right now. Just about a little bit more than a full level lead for Offbrand Serial here in this match. The music in this map reminds me of Rock and Roll Racing, which I guess actually was a Blizzard game when I think about it. Let me just turn the music up here for a moment. Tell me what you think of this. If anyone has played Rock and Roll Racing, let me know. Oh, meanwhile, there's a Ring of Frost. It doesn't quite catch anybody. Big laser coming out from Phoenix in the backline, but it's not really getting too many people. Alisite getting low, getting healed up. Stasis pop now. Orlob getting dropped. That's 2 down so far on the side of Rainbow Spectrum. Offbrand Serial with a 5-3 advantage on the map now. Gonna charge up this beacon. Gonna grab the enemy side siege camps there. A lot of things on this map starting to turn red, and Offbrand Serial definitely in control of this match with 11 kills right now to 2. I mean, it sounds like StarCraft music also, but just a bit of it definitely reminded me of Rock and Roll Racing. I'll leave it loud here for a minute or two, and then I'll pop it back down. Don't you worry about that. Don't you worry about it. Double J going on to Plur Ninja, who is now getting surrounded by Offbrand Serial, warping ahead, and yeah, it's enough. All right, the Zerg apocalypse is about to happen, and just like that, Orlob getting caught out. The ancestral healing comes through, but it's not really enough to keep him alive as Diablo goes down. B Metaho now getting some damage fed into him. And this is a lot of Zerg. This is a big mismatch this time. The first Zerg wave was pretty even. Rainbow Spectrum managing to get a lot of work done with their blue Zerg, but if we look at this, there's not a lot happening, although they are going to get a fort down there as nobody is defending. So, something's going to happen, but look at this huge wave of destruction coming through the top side of Rainbow Spectrum's base. There goes a keep. And just like that, this game has been broken open. Level 17 to level 15. Talent tier advantage right now, although that's not going to last too long as Rainbow Spectrum clears out the last of that red Zerg wave. The blue Zerg wave actually is still getting some work down on the bottom, but as we can see, Offbrand Serial coming back down to deal with it. At Stickery, welcome to the channel. Everybody listening in the chat and watching this game. So happy to have you here. So happy to share this this fun nonsense we call video gaming and streaming with you. It's just a real pleasure. I don't get to do this very often these days. I'm on the road a lot, and I've been missing this casting, so it's got me tickled pink to be here with you tonight, everybody. Albert says he's tickled pink too. I mean, he's the one with pink hair. All right. Rakatan taking some damage here. Ring of Frost is going to catch Diablo, but that's it. The Lightning Breath gets activated. The Ancestral Recall comes on. Orlob, though, does manage to get out with the cover of Plur Ninja, who puts a pretty decent amount of damage into Alicite. But Springlock says, I can handle that. Don't you worry, my friend. All right. I'm going to turn the music back down a little bit, as sweet as that absolutely is. Down, down, down. All right. Rainbow Spectrum getting a little bit optimistic, trying to steal enemy side Rainbow Camp, but they're actually Rainbow Camp. Rakaton. Oh! Rakaton drops into the bunker. The Devouring Maw comes down, and oh my goodness, Off-Brand Serial turning this team fight around. Rakaton managing to escape after all of that, and it's actually 2 members of Rainbow Spectrum who get dropped down. Dropped down to their dooms. Yeah, Constant Garbage. I'm with you. When do we get a rock and roll racing character in HOTS? I mean, I've been wondering that for a while. You could say, in a way, there is already one in Olaf of the Lost Vikings, as if you remember in rock and roll racing, Olaf was a secret character that you could unlock with a special code kind of thing, who was definitely OP. Other than that, though, you know who I want to see? I mean, my favorite was always Tarquin. You know what I mean? Tarquin lights him up. Who else was there? Snake unleashes hot fury. I love rock and roll racing, man. That was such a sweet game. I love the music. I love the announcing. The gameplay was killer. What an incredible game. If you're listening to this and you have not played Rock and Roll Racing, which was a Super Nintendo racing game made by, I think it was called Synapse, which is basically Blizzard before they were Blizzard. It's just one of the best racing games ever made, I think, still to this day. Double J, though, in this game, looking for something to happen. Alicite flanking from behind. Ring of Frost catches 2, and the damage is unbelievable. The heal comes onto Orlaw, but it's going to be oh, man. It's going to be blue members falling all over the place here as Off-Brand Serial is just pushing this advantage straight into the last remaining structure other than the base for Rainbow Spectrum. This keep is going to fall very quickly, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the game after that. We'll see if Off-Brand Serial wants to wait for level 20. I mean, they've got a Zerg wave coming in 100% to 0. They could easily just wait for that. And just like that, game number 1 will go over to Off-Brand Serial, who remain undefeated in Nexus Gaming Series Season 5 Division D West. But we do still have one more game coming to you tonight. Don't go anywhere. Up next is going to be Cursed Hollow. This was the map selected by Off-Brand Serial, who managed to break Rainbow Spectrum on their map. Going to look for another domination. Going to look to keep that 100% win record going. I will be back to you with that game very shortly. Don't touch that browser. We'll see you soon on Bludgeon TV. And welcome back to Nexus Gaming Series Season 5. You're watching a Division D West match between the #1 and still undefeated Off-Brand Cereal versus Rainbow Spectrum, currently sitting in 12th place or so. Let me bring up those standings one more time while we're looking at it. Do a little clickety-clickage to bring that up. You know, this is the way professional broadcasts are handled, okay? You know, when you watch Sports Center, buddy on the desk is like, you know, clicking around at the bottom trying to set things up on the screen. That's just how it works. That's how it's always worked, and that's how it works. So, here are the standings. Now, keep in mind, this does not take into account the game we just watched, so you can actually, well, Off-Brand Cereal currently sitting at 13 wins and 0 losses. Rainbow Spectrum now at 5 and 8. The interesting thing about these standings, if you look at it here, is yes, Off-Brand Cereal is way up in front in #1, but once you get down below #1, everything is much closer. We have 4 teams currently sitting at 8 and 4, 7 and 5, and a few 6. Anyway, you can see, but the point is, other than really first and last, appropriately named hello, team, you know, the standings are not that far apart. So there's still, you know, plenty of games left in the season for there to be some pretty serious movement here. Rainbow Spectrum hoping to take a game off Off-Brand Cereal on the map they chose in map selection. Cursed Hollow being the pick of Alicite. Now, I'm told in the chat that this is actually a favorite map for Rainbow Spectrum as well, so that'll be interesting to see. I set it up a little bit talking before the first game, but Off-Brand Cereal here playing without their main shot caller. And so I was kind of curious to see how that would go. It seems they really didn't have any problems. Certainly, you know, Rainbow Spectrum put up a fight, but Off-Brand Cereal seemingly not too worried about that switch up, able to fill in the gaps and take control of that game. Now here on game 2, we got the picks and bans already happening here. A few things different. Dahaka being banned, Falstad being banned. So right here what we're seeing is, you know, the recognition that this is a large map. Brax's hold out a small map, a lot of confined spaces. You can get up and down relatively quickly, and so global abilities not in priority. We saw ETC and Zagara both not even choose their global abilities last game, as the team fight power was more valuable, but already here Dahaka banned out, Falstad banned out, and an ETC pick over for Off-Brand Cereal. Now we'll see what they do with it. Last game it was the Mosh Pit, but on Cursed Hollow, you know, a stage dive could come in too. We'll just have to wait and see. So far picks are all different. Over on the side of Rainbow Spectrum, we've got Hanzo, Murden, and Raynor already picked up. 2 familiar heroes for Off-Brand Cereal, ETC, which they used last game, and Phoenix, which was used against them last game. So they're going to pick it up for themselves now, and the final ban goes through, banning away that Alex Straza, taking away that support, which certainly was used well against them last game. Jaina now back on the side of Off-Brand Cereal along with the Rhaegar, another hero stolen over from Rainbow Spectrum. When you see me just stop talking and disappear here, I'm looking over at Twitch chat, which is on a separate screen over there. Trying to keep up with both. I'm really excited to have everybody here talking in the chat, making sure there's something for me to actually keep up with. Murky. What? Murky, Albert, we've got a Murky. Albert. Dude, hey, I know, but you don't care about the game that much, but you care about the crazy people in the game. Check it out. We got a Murky up here. Do you see that?
Oh, yeah. Murky, is it like some kind of frog guy or what? A fish? More like a fish man?
The crusade calls.
You know, Albert, I'm not sure if I should say either one of those is true. I mean, I feel like something like that could actually be like super derogatory, and you know, we're broadcasting out to the internet here. I don't know. I want to put something like that out there. Just saying.
Yeah, you know, you're so worried about what everybody's going to think of you and everything, but like, I just tell it like it is, you know, like that's what I do. Is a fisherman or frog? I just want to know. It's nothing, you know. I have fish and froggy friends.
Okay. Thank you, thank you for that insight, Albert. We're gonna put you away before you get either one of us in too much trouble. So, we have a Murky. We have a Murky, everybody, which totally overshadowed the rest of the picks. Johanna being picked up for off-brand cereal there. And what does the chat have to say here? Okay, they haven't seen this nonsense yet. Daniel was delayed, says, I'm holding my breath for BMed's pick. Now, this is 2 minutes ago. So, perhaps an inkling of what was going to be coming here. All right, let's start these champion introductions. So, it's going to be B Metaho on this awesome-looking Murky. I love the shell. I love that crazy horse. Over here, it's going to be Whoa No on Oriole. Spirit Healer Oriole. That looks amazing. Nemesis playing Hanzo. Plur Ninja playing Raynor. Orolobe on that Muradin. And over on the other side, it's going to be Rakatan playing Johanna this game. Rhaegar being picked up by Springlock, who had the Alexstrasza banned away from him this game. And down on the bottom, we've got Mr. Dr. Patrick on Phoenix, Double J playing ETC, and Alicite on Jaina. And they are going hard for this bottom turret here. Double J taking a lot of damage, having to back away. Alicite taking damage, not quite getting that first turret down, but they do get a serious amount of damage on it. Murky versus Johanna in the top lane. This is going to be fun to watch, everybody. Also, during the break, none of you guys told me in chat, or if you did, I missed it, but I realized I had my game sound off that whole time. So that whole bit I was doing, talking about the rock and roll racing music, nobody could even hear it. I guess it was good that I sort of sang along with it once in a while, but if I had known, I would have sang more of it. / just turned on my sound. Oh, Raynor got dropped. Oh my goodness. Noob caster, pay attention to the game. First Blood coming out once again for off-brand cereal, who takes down Mr. Raynor. Mr. Dr. Raynor, perhaps. B Metaho drops the invulnerable. Not even going to get the cheap kill there from that Murky. Looks like that first curse is going to be spawning on the north side of the map. We'll see how the teams decide to allocate their resources in response to that. It's going to be Oriole and Muradin laning together here. That is a cool Muradin skin. Wow. That just looks really sweet. You know, we're all here for gameplay, and we're here for the serious business of it all. But you know what? If they didn't want us to spend time during a broadcast admiring these awesome skins and graphics and stuff, they shouldn't have made them. They shouldn't have made them. Look at that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. Art is a beautiful thing. In video games, you know, they're art, man. They're art. And Blizzard, I gotta say, I love Blizzard's art design. I say it a lot, but how can you not?
Heroes.
I don't. Oh, Murky getting dropped up in the top there. You know, I don't even have like my graphics set high at all, but it still looks pretty decent. And just like that, that tribute is going to be spawning. And look at this, a lot of damage going down. Plur Ninja getting knocked down. Rhaegar taking a bite out of crime, chasing away Rainbow Spectrum just in time to move up towards this first tribute of the game. B Metaho now. With that siege camp, going to try and put some pressure onto Rakatan. Johanna, maybe not the best at soloing that down, but the rest of the team showing up now to take care of things. Springlock and Double J going to take those down. No hurry as the tribute just spawns. And that's going to be no trouble for Alicite to pick up their tribute number 1, going over to off-brand cereal. Oh no! Chat, thank you so much for letting me know about that crazy... I forgot to switch my scene, so I had the wrong graphic up the whole time. Sorry about that, everybody, but again, thank you so much, chat, for letting me know. And I'm sorry about the 2-minute delay. It took me a while to notice that. So, all right, all right. I hope you've really got... You better know all the stats for this division after having to look at that that list all this time. Oh, the chat's still going nuts. It's going to be fun to watch you guys riot for another couple minutes until the stream catches up with you. All right, look at this trap being laid out here, but there is a decent check there from Rainbow Spectrum. Not going to face check that one. Double J might pay for the audacity of that move, but one little... Oh, gets stunned up there. Oriole gets the whip, and he's just going to slide right out of there. The re-engage coming now, and whoa, no, getting taken very low. Oriole getting that desperate heal off just at the end, but it's not going to be enough as Oriole drops Rakuten. Just gonna force the rest of them away. And Springlock gonna pick up tribute number 2. Yeah, that was a total noob caster move. Leaving the draft screen on during the first, few minutes of the game. Sorry about that. But, talk to my production team, okay? This is the thing. Like, I'm a pretty face. That's it. I'm a pretty face and I'm a voice. I'm not a live production producer, okay? Go hire a real production producer if you want, the scene to be changed at the right time. If you don't want your standings in your face for the whole game. Whoa, no, getting stunned up by Double J, and ooh boy, that's gonna be... Oh, nice whip there, stopping Springlock from getting the bite onto Oriole, but it is gonna be a kill nonetheless. And at the same time, Murky, poor little Murky gets dropped down, but he will be back. Chat now just catching up to the fact that I don't have the screen all cluttered up with stuff. And gonna have some mercenaries picked up by Off-Brand Serial. Off-Brand Serial now sitting at level 10, so that's a big advantage, obviously, although Rainbow Spectrum not too far behind. But here's the thing, this tribute is there. And I don't think Rainbow Spectrum really has any way to stop this. Danielle was delayed, getting in on the dialect and analysis action. We had that happening in the stream last time as well. As I speak, Raynor gets killed by Johanna. Flail to the head. I guess that's a great weapon to use if you're attacking somebody in armor. Depending on the armor. This tree guy now red team gonna get taken, and that is a boss. A boss picked up by Off-Brand Serial. Orlov in the middle of the enemy team. That is, I think that's going to be a kill, stasis or no stasis, and it sure is. Murky getting some work done with some Siege Giants up top. Probably a decent move, given that I don't think Murky would be able to stop this push. Whoa, there goes the Dragons, the Spirit Dragons ultimate. What is that called? Dragon Strike. It looked cool. Did a bit of damage, I guess, but it's not going to stop these guys. Curse is active for another few seconds. And here comes a lot of CC. Ring of Frost into the mosh pit. And that's 2 kills right now. 5v3, 5v2 in the middle of Rainbow Spectrum's base. Boss coming in. Siege Giants still firing their rockets. Only 2 members alive, and one of them is Murky. It looks like this might just be another clean 2-0 domination for Off-Brand Serial. Percy, the esports possum, is going to be proud as Off-Brand Serial keeps the streak alive. Rainbow Spectrum put up a good fight. They did their best. But they just couldn't make it happen this game. All right. That's the series. Thank you, everybody, for sticking with us, for watching, for having some fun in the chat with me tonight. Really active chat. I really love that. Appreciate it very much. And I hope everybody had a good time. I I think we'll call it right there. I'm not going to do any interviews tonight. But hey, if you enjoyed this, click on the follow thing. I'll be doing a lot more of this casting in the next couple weeks until, I take off on another journey around the world, at which point you won't be able to talk to Albert or me for a while. So get it while the getting is good, folks. With that, I wish everybody a good night. Enjoy yourselves. We'll see you next time on the Nexus Gaming Series.